I'm Matt Towery for Insider Advantage, the Southern Political Report, and the Internet News Agency, and thanks for joining us today. On the line with us is Tom Houck, who is one of the experts of all experts concerning not only politics in the South, but certainly the civil rights movement. One of the things he's best known for is that he was the actual driver for Martin Luther King during the time period that Dr. King was fighting for civil rights throughout the South. Tom Houck is an accomplished author. He's an accomplished political strategist, and also for many years was a very prominent journalist both on television and radio in Dr. King's home city of Atlanta. Tom, nice to have you with us.
Good afternoon, man.
Good. Tell me very quickly, we've been reporting today that it appears that Barack Obama may be invited to speak at the Ebenezer Baptist Church on Sunday. And of course, in light of the comments that have been made both by President Clinton and by Senator Clinton that are at least being construed, I'm not saying it's correct, as being somehow putting down the legacy of Dr. King, or in the other case, the so-called fairy tale candidacy of Obama, this has become a very serious matter. First of all, what's your take on this? Do you think that there's a chance that Obama will speak? And secondly, what is the importance of the King holiday now? It seems that celebration in Atlanta becomes very important for all parties.
Well, as the campaign moves to the South and black votes, I think that is one of the reasons why we've seen these issues stirred up. But on the traditional holiday, which is the national holiday, which will be a week from Monday at Ebenezer Baptist Church here in Atlanta, there will be a who's who, not only of the civil rights movement, but of politics. In past years, from every major president, every president has attended, and both Clintons have been here several times. And Obama was scheduled to be here on Monday, but as I understand it, he'll have the pulpit at that famous Ebenezer Baptist Church all to himself on Sunday. If he came on Monday, he would be in the crowd, would be saying a few words, and it would actually pit probably he against Hillary head on here in Atlanta, where that issue would be taken up. But as I understand it, he'll probably get the pulpit to himself. His wife, Michelle, was here last night, Matt. She was in Atlanta for the Trumpet Awards, and she mentioned in her speech, and got a standing ovation, that race should not be an issue in this campaign.
Well, that's interesting.
It's quite interesting, because you would not think that Bill and Hillary Clinton, some people have called Bill Clinton the first black president, a person certainly that reveres Martin Luther King, and his wife, Hillary Clinton, who used to be on the board of the Southern Regional Council with John Lewis. By the way, John Lewis maintains his support for Bill Clinton. He's not wavering one iota. And that's Congressman John Lewis, who was famous, for those who don't know, for being beat up and clubbed on Bloody Sunday in Selma, Alabama.
Yes.
So Clinton is continuing to get strong black backing, including from Vernon Jordan, his former head of the Urban League, who is a very close friend of his. Both Mr. Lewis, Congressman Lewis, and Vernon Jordan will be over in South Carolina for the Clintons.
Do you think, Tom, that if in fact Obama, and we need to make it clear to our viewers, the King family does not have any control over who speaks at the pulpit at Ebenezer Baptist Church. Is that not correct?
It is correct. Neither Dexter nor the president of the King Center, Isaac Farris, are on the board of directors of the Ebenezer Baptist Church. That's Reverend Warlock who makes that decision.
Yes, and in fact, the King family has always basically tried to stay above the fray of endorsing candidates. Am I right about that?
You're absolutely right. Most people don't know. It's interesting to see Dr. King being brought into the political fray here. Dr. King never endorsed a candidate, and the closest it came was in 1960 when he was in jail, and Daddy King, who was a Republican, by the way, endorsed John F. Kennedy over Richard Nixon. And some people say that swayed the election. But Dr. King himself, Matt, never, ever publicly endorsed a candidate. The closest he came to that was in 1966, when he did a speech in Cleveland, Ohio, for I think America's first large black city mayor, Carl Stokes. But Dr. King would be like the Huckabee comment on Jesus. He was too smart to get involved in elected politics.
That's exactly right. Well, we're going to continue, hopefully, to talk to Tom Houck as the week goes by. No one knows the King family or knows the importance of race and politics in America like Tom Houck. And Tom, thank you so much for joining us. You've shed a lot of light on this, and we certainly appreciate you taking a few minutes of your time out today.
Thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you so much. That was Tom Houck, who was the actual man who drove Dr. King. He has a pending book coming out. I believe it's entitled Driving Dr. King, but I'm not positive on that. It is very interesting right now on the Democratic side. On the Republican side, very quickly, no one knows what's going to happen in Michigan tomorrow, or today being Tuesday. It's up in the air. Some polls show Romney leading, some polls show McCain leading. Huckabee seems to be a third, although he does have strong support from the western Michigan portion of that state. And then some quick legislative news. We told you that we'd be covering the legislatures around the country as they continue to develop their legislative agendas. Georgia, here we are talking about Georgia again, but Georgia certainly shocked everyone today. The Georgia House of Representatives took over around a dozen pieces of legislation that were vetoed by their own Republican governor. Now, the Georgia Republican House and Senate are controlled by Republicans, and they decided in the House to override 12 of those vetoes. That is unprecedented in the history of the state of Georgia. The last governor to see a bill overridden by the House and the Senate was Jimmy Carter in the 1970s before he became president of the United States. We'll keep a watch on that as you get these rebellious House and Senate leaders in states such as Florida, Alabama, throughout the country that are beginning to stand up to governors and say they want it their own way. That's the next trend we'll be looking at. But for the moment, I'm Matt Towery for Insider Advantage, the Internet News Agency and Southern Political Report. Have a nice day.